You said you just had dinner, right?
I did. I just ate an exorbitant amount of spaghetti.
Oh, how was
Yeah,
it?
I'm ready. Incredible.
That's good. Wait, what kind of like just like tomato sauce? Just
It
regular?
was, a lot of butter, some
Oh,
shredded cheese.
uh-huh.
Sometimes that's all you need.
That's that's respectable. I respect that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Honestly, I would kill for some spaghetti right now.
That's the way. You know what to get after this.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. Who knows? I'm having. I mean, for me, it's only 9 in the morning. I could definitely get
Hmm?
lunch after this.
It's
Like,
9 a.m. You
yeah.
now you know what's for breakfast. Spaghetti.
Oh, I already. I had cereal at like 6.
Oh wow, look at you.
I was actually really freaking out because I start school soon, and my classes
Okay.
for me are all late at night.
The NYU, right?
Yeah.
Violets.
um,
Yeah,
and so I have to like sleep in the morning. So my
of
sleep
course.
schedule is totally effed up. So I went to sleep at
Now
like
you're
4.
nocturnal.
Yeah, exactly. So I went
Mhm.
to sleep at like 4 in the morning last night, and I was so scared that I would like oversleep and then miss this interview.
Mhm. Oh my
So
God. Well, I'm
I set
glad that
like
we're
four
here.
different yeah I set like 4 different alarms to the second episode of the Aero J podcast, AeroCast. Today we have Rem the Rat. Remy,
Howdy.
how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you
Awesome.
doing?
I'm doing excellently. So I think a good place to start today, obviously, would be talk about how you got started streaming, and let's just talk about how it started, where you are, and maybe like where you want to go. Let's just talk about that.
Sure. So, streaming for me, I'm relocated for the pandemic. I'm in Florida in my childhood home. I'm originally from NYC because I just graduated from NYU myself this past May. And so I've been in Florida for about 5, almost 6 months. And in early July, I just decided to start streaming. It's something that I was always kind of shy to do, but my brother and a lot of my friends told me it's something that they think I would be great at. And so I did it, and I'm so freaking glad that I did. I'm creeping up on 2 months now, and we've grown really quickly, but that's never really been like the important part for me. I feel like I've just created such a really cool space on the internet that's like so full of awesome vibes, and I've met so many cool people like yourself. Um, and I don't know, it's just the future of it. I'm kind of just thinking now and like
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. I'm excited to do some collabs. I'm excited to maybe expand on different games that I can play. I'm just excited for, all the different possibilities that I don't even know yet.
So I'm assuming your brothers. Wait, you said your brother and your friends wanted you to start streaming, right? I'm assuming they were into like video games and such. And
Oh, yeah.
were you into like I mean, I know you're into Minecraft, obviously, because that's what you
Mhm.
stream. But like, were you into like other Twitch streamers? Did you take inspiration from anybody, or did you kind of like get into it, you jump into it, you know?
So I always joke that I'm technologically inept because that's just the truth. Before I started streaming on Twitch, I never really watched Twitch. So when it came for my first stream, I was like sweating profusely. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, all this
Yeah.
stuff, my
Uh huh.
channel design. I'm freaking out. And in preparation for that, I did what you just said. I did a little bit of research. I honestly just scoped like big streamers to see what they were doing. Obviously, Pokemon, however you say her name. I scoped her out because a lot of people do compare me to her.
Really?
Which yeah, I do get a lot of comments like, "Who is this discount Pokemon?" I'm like, "That is a compliment." um, but
Discount
yeah, I
Pokemon.
scope I discount Pokemon Walmart version.
Walmart Pokemon.
I
Oh my god.
I scoped out a lot of those channels. I also some of my brother's friends streamed, and so I looked at, their info panels because I literally had no idea what Twitch
Uh huh.
interface even looked like, let
Wow.
alone how to operate it from the back end. So I've been learning. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I think a couple weeks ago I just learned the difference between bits and cheers. Like I literally
Wait,
am such a noob.
there's a difference. Wait. Hold up. No.
No,
Wait.
there's not a difference,
Oh,
but
okay.
I
Okay.
thought there
Oh,
was.
I was so you had my mind blown there. I was like, wait.
No, 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 don't listen to me ever when
Oh
it
my god.
comes to
The
anything tech related.
the greatest thing I think about Twitch is that you can watch someone's channel change
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
from day to day. And it's just you know, whether or not it's like they have their mic properly set up, or whether or not they have donation set up properly, or you know, like stuff, the small stuff just changes and it improves
Yeah,
over time. And it's,
of course.
you know, both as a viewer, it's great to see in a streamer, and as a streamer, it's good to see like change happening, more people come, your community grows, and it's nice to
Mhm.
look back. I sometimes I have like my old VODs downloaded, and I'll sometimes just
Mhm.
watch those just to like look at myself and say, "Wow,
Yeah,
you
I
were
mean,
really
like
bad at this."
well, I mean, I'm not ready for that cringe yet of watching
Oh my
myself,
gosh.
but,
Yeah.
I am really proud of myself and how much I've grown
You
confidence-wise,
should be. It's
and just, like,
very
from a
impressive.
public speaking point, I think this is, like, the best way to learn to, like, be comfortable in front of people,
Mhm.
and especially in, like, a pandemic when you cannot be around anyone. It's like it makes it a little less lonely. I think there was nothing really holding me back from streaming. There was only pros,
Mhm.
and so it was just kind of about, like, taking that jump and starting, and then, once you start, you get affiliate, and then that's when your channel really changes because you get emotes and you get to, I felt a little bit more comfortable about customizing it and
Yeah.
finding, like,
You get your
my
own
little
unique.
vibe and
Yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
So I think, like you said, it's so cool to see it change. And that's all I want to do. Like last night, we helped this girl get to 100 followers. And
Oh.
like that for me was so exciting because I'm like, that's an awesome milestone that she should be so proud of. And I'm so glad that I was able to pay it forward because, you know, I I've only been doing this for 2 months
Mhm.
and I've been growing, with the help of so many raids and all the people that I've gotten to know who have given me tips and help and just, helping me along the way and being there as a friend. So I just, want to do that as well in any
Yeah.
way that I can.
Wow. That's just, that was just very well said. I honestly
Oh,
like,
thank you.
I don't know what to say in response to that, to like ask a question, because I feel like you just covered all the bases there. That was really well said. Wow, that was impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Degree. I got a degree.
Yeah, paid off, paid off. Um, so I guess the next question here would be, obviously, so you're affiliate. Next step
Mhm.
would be partner. Do you have any interest in do you see yourself still streaming in like, say, the next 5 years? Like,
I
is
mean,
that?
I would love to. I would
Mhm.
love to. The thing about my life right now is that I'm unemployed from the pandemic. And so any second I can get a job. I'll be back in New York City. Um, but with whatever schedule that I have, I would hope that I would be able to make streaming work just because of the community that I formed. Like, I don't know I don't know, like, because there's something so special about the community and the people in it and how supportive they are, how much like love and acceptance it fosters. Because we have so many different types of people from different racial backgrounds, different sexual orientation, different gender identities. Like we have really made such a welcoming community of people. And I don't want to see, a time where I'm not involved with them or
Yeah.
when I'm no longer, a part of it
Mhm.
because I've cultivated it. So that's something that I would always hope is a part of my life.
Mhm.
So the answer is I hope yes, and I will do my best because I also promised I was going to TwitchCon,
Oh,
even though
yeah.
tickets are not on sale yet.
Not yet,
But
no. I hope they will be.
I
I'm very, very anxious to go to TwitchCon
yeah,
and meet
me
everybody.
too. Me too. And I said the only reason I wouldn't be able to is if for some reason I wouldn't be able to work it out with an employer.
Yeah.
But I will do everything in my power
Oh,
to make sure that I keep streaming and keep going.
I am determined to go no matter what. I have
Yeah,
like I
of
there's like
course.
this pact between me and some friends, and
Mhm.
like, we're the way I see it, we're going to TwitchCon and we're going to meet,
Yes.
because like I don't care if I have if I have a test or an exam that weekend or that day, I'm gonna get on a flight and go to
No,
San Diego
it's
or
it's
wherever it is.
fine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I missed an exam for Coachella. You can do it for TwitchCon. Don't
I
worry about
I
it.
didn't go, I've always wanted to go to Coachella,
Mhm.
but I never. My mom, I mean, like, it's, you know, there's a whole like stigma around like about Coachella. I was like in high school, and my mom
Oh,
was
of
always,
course.
yeah,
No,
which
my
is,
parents are the same way. The only reason I was able to go is because my older brother went as well.
that is so many of my different, like, so many of my friends when I was like a sophomore, junior in high school, like all
Mhm.
my friends were like, oh yeah, I'm going because these seniors are going, and like my mom, their
My
mom.
parents would never.
Oh, there were some like I saw on Instagram. There were like these freshman girls going with like these seniors, and I was like, that is
Mhm.
weird. Like,
What? That's so weird.
and I'm like, it wasn't just weird. It was just creepy. In my opinion, because like I mean, there were it wasn't just boys. You know, it wasn't like a bunch of
Mhm,
senior guys. It was like
mhm.
half the senior class. But still, I
That's
thought
so weird.
like you
Yeah,
shouldn't
that
be.
is a little
Yeah,
strange.
you shouldn't be
I mean, at least
introducing.
they're all together.
True, but
In
you know.
Coachella, you gotta do the buddy system
Oh
because
yeah,
there's
I
no
heard.
cell
I heard.
service.
Really.
It's rough. Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
it's really hot. I all I remember
Yep.
is really dusty. It's really hot.
And I came back with so many bruises all over my body that I couldn't explain. It was
What?
magic. It was
Hang on,
magical.
hold up. We gotta. Can we
What?
the bruises that you can't explain
Yes.
from
When you're
Coachella?
going hard in the desert, you know,
Oh my
things
lord.
happen that you don't really pay attention to. I also lost a pair of Ray-Bans and my
Oh
voice that
no.
weekend.
That
It
makes
was
sense.
great.
That makes
I'd
sense.
do it again.
I've been to one festival before. It's
Mhm.
like a smaller one.
Which one?
Do you know 88 Rising?
No.
Joji.
Oh, yeah.
So he's in that group 88 Rising. I went to their like um summer festival. They only did a few. I think the second one kind of bombed. It was really
That's
fun.
cool.
Yeah. Nowhere near as big as like it was like maybe like
Oh, no,
a
of course.
fraction, like a
Even
tiny percent of
sometimes the
what
smaller
Coachella.
festivals are better because it's not as hectic, not as
Yeah.
crazy. You're not I've literally almost got into fights at
Oh,
Coachella.
really?
Me, a 5'2" small woman getting into fights? No, thank
Oh
you.
my
I had
gosh.
no business. Yeah.
Jeez. No, yeah, no, mine I was gonna say mine's like it was very chill. Like I met up with some dudes because like we were all in this like online community, so we met up. We did
Mhm.
just jam to music, ate food, it was chill. But like I've always wanted to experience that like big, like super hype, like
Oh, of course.
yeah.
I hope you do. It's like I can't really explain it, but it really is so cool.
Yeah, every year I go on Instagram and there's always this group of kids. They always go to like what's it, Camp Flogna? Is that what it's
Mhm.
called? Coachella and
Something like that.
Lollapalooza. It's like, whoa, dude, like where are you getting this? Like, first of all, where are you getting all the money? Because I want some of that, please. Like,
Coachella was expensive. The house, the groceries,
oh my gosh.
the food inside. Oh my God. Garlic bread was like $20.
What?
I'll
No,
never Yes,
that's a
and you
crime.
know what? It was mediocre garlic
That should be a
bread.
crime. That's like airport food.
I
That's like
know.
higher than airport food levels.
I know. It was terrible and disgraceful, and I did it anyway.
I once had a $5 burger at Burger King at an airport, and I've
How
never
did you
felt.
feel about it?
I was. It was so good. After a 14-hour flight, anything,
Yeah, that slaps.
it's so good. But I felt so ashamed.
Yeah.
'Cause like
I
this
mean,
is
you
five
shouldn't.
dollars I'll never get back.
Yeah, rip.
Yeah.
Anytime you swipe the card, oops.
I've also always wanted to. Have you ever been to Austin?
Austin, Texas?
Yeah,
No, that's someplace that I do wanna go, though.
I heard good things about ACL,
Really?
Austin City Limits.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's a festival in Las Vegas that happens, probably happened a couple months ago, I think,
Uh huh.
and I really, really wanted to go to it because the lineup this year was incredible, and I forget what it's
Who was
called,
running it?
but it's
Or
I mean, there was Billie Eilish, there was a
oh
whole,
wow.
whole lot of people going. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I think I know
So it
what
was
you're.
a
I
very high
think
profile.
It wasn't canceled, right? It happened. I think I know what you're talking about.
I think it did happen. My brother went, I think. He goes to
Really?
so many yeah, he's like a concert person.
Wait. Does he like go to a concert like every other weekend? Because there's some people out there that just like that are front seat like concerts
Yeah,
every other
front
week. Like
row,
it's
no go.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
VIP acts, like backstage. Like it's just whoa. Like
Yeah, I know.
yeah, man.
Those
Um.
people are crazy. My brother's not like that every weekend, but he's gone to Coachella 3 times. He was
Oh
supposed to
my
go to,
gosh.
whatever that thing is in there's like a big music festival in Europe that he was supposed to go to. He's like
Huh?
all over. Yeah, I know. I'm like, "Can I live that life?"
The the
That
the
sounds so fun.
the only reason I wouldn't go to festivals actually is because I don't. This might sound really stupid, but I don't listen to that much music that like
Well,
that go that's still I don't know relevant.
I will say walking around a festival, I just had my Shazam out, Shazamming all the cool performers that I, was running past and, like, shuffling through crowds to because I liked their sound. So I found a lot of new music because I also didn't
Oh.
listen to a lot of new music, and I still don't because I don't like TikTok.
Oh, yeah, TikTok. You're not a fan?
You don't
You're
talk
not
about TikTok.
we can talk about TikTok. I mean there's not much I have to say about it except for the fact that there's this trend, not this trend, but there's like this thing that's
Mhm,
happening with TikTok is where
mhm.
I'll know a really good song, and I'll hum it or I'll link it or I'll play it, and someone will ruin it and say that's a TikTok song, and
Ugh,
my my soul is crushed.
I feel
How do you
that.
respond to that? It's
I
a
don't
TikTok song?
know.
No, it's not a TikTok song.
How dare you shame me like this?
I think the most offended I've been by that was it was a AJR. They're
Mhm.
from yeah, I love AJR. I don't
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I think it was the song "Sober Up," which is one of my
Oh, I love
favorite.
that
Yeah,
song.
it's a really good song. If you're
It's a
in the
great
audience,
song.
if you're listening, listen to that. Pause the podcast, listen
Listen,
to it right
plug it
now.
now.
AJR's "Sober Up," and I was playing it on stream or something, and one of
Mhm.
my chat one someone in my chat said that's a TikTok song, and I was so offended. I'm like, how dare you?
Especially when it's, like, someone that you stan heavy, you, like, take personal offense to that.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
"No, no, you made it a TikTok song."
Exactly. Exactly. And something
It
else
was
about
even
TikTok, and I'm just gonna go on
Yes.
a rant about this. Is like
Oh, go
if I
off.
wanted to see TikTok content, I would go on TikTok. Instagram meme pages, I don't want to see TikTok memes
I
on your page.
know.
I want to see your
I
memes.
know. I know, and, like, I'm really, really bored because of quarantine, right? So, like, I'm fiending for the tea, I'm looking at drama pages, and it's all TikTok, and I'm like, "Why
Exactly.
can I not escape TikTok?" Because I'm learning about these people who are in relationships who are, like, 8 years
16.
younger
Yeah, it's
than
just
me.
weird.
Yeah.
Like
Just let her
regular six.
be.
Yeah, let her like it's there's no reason. This whole culture around like obsessing over a person and their like flaws and mistakes. It's just it can go so over the top.
I know, and
Yeah.
it's crazy because these kids are experiencing, like, things that I experienced when I was in high school, like, maybe not to this extent, I wasn't,
Yeah. Well, I
called
hope
a
you weren't.
vape addict or, you know, doing that kinda stuff, but, relationship drama and, like,
Exactly. Yeah.
guys being sneaky and girls being sneaky, and they're just
Hmm.
doing it with millions of people watching them, and I'm terrified for
Oh,
them.
I can't.
I
I would
really
hate to be.
am.
I would
I would hate
despise
to
to be
do that.
that popular.
Yeah, and that's why, like, on my stream, people are like, "You're gonna become the next big thing, like, all this stuff, you're gonna be famous," and I'm like, "I don't wanna be famous, please don't do that to me because I'm gonna get doxxed, I'm gonna get ostracized, I'm gonna get dragged by social media, and it is gonna take me away." Like,
I'm terrified.
keep me small.
If I ever make it big, the one thing I'm terrified of is like someone digging through my Twitter, finding
Yeah,
something, or like my not even Twitter. Okay, like I haven't said anything. Like I
mhm.
hope I haven't said anything that would
Yeah.
get me canceled. But I'm just afraid that someone's gonna find something, and not
Oh, of
it
course.
doesn't even have to be racist or sexist or bad. It could just be like, oh, like this other content creator is not funny, and
Yeah,
someone's gonna
yeah.
dig that up and then tear me apart. And I
My
see that because like it happens all the time on
It
Twitter.
happens all the time. My friends and I were just talking about this because, someone from my university just got canceled. This kid, post-grad, and people were tagging his workplace. He deleted all of his social media. I don't know what happened to him. I'm, like, scratching to know what the tea is because
Oh my
also
lord.
that's, like, something that I'm kind of connected to.
Hmm.
So I'm just, like, I think of, like, my Finsta, things that I could have posted on Facebook, on alt accounts on Facebook.
Hmm.
I digress. I had alt accounts on Facebook that, maybe like I said something in bad taste, called someone a name or something, not something derogatory, just like a duty head or something in a camp
Yeah.
email, you know. Just don't drag me. Don't cancel me.
Yeah. 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 I've probably said something that's like questionable.
We all have.
I was
That's the
pretty
thing.
edgy. I was pretty edgy.
Yeah, and
when
that's
I was in
you
high
know
school,
what?
when I was like freshman year.
That's the thing, because when we were in high school, I was a senior, you were going into high school, like, humor has changed and, like, what people accept has changed, so, like, being edgy then was way more acceptable because people weren't as aware of
Yeah,
what you did to
yeah.
people, and
That
compared to
was like
now, like, you cannot be as edgy.
that was like peak like 21 Pilots, My Chemical
Yeah,
Romance.
go off,
That was when
yes.
I mean, I still that was when like making really really dark memes was like the all that was like all the rage
Yeah,
for
I
teenage
know.
guys. And now I'm just starting to think that
Did I send a bad meme? Did I send
yeah,
did I don't know, did I comment on a meme on Facebook? I don't know, there's a lot of things running through my mind, but
yeah.
I've actually been thinking about this actively for, like, a couple
Active
months,
really.
like, this is some
Whoa.
yeah. No,
Wow, this is
because
really
this
getting to you,
whole
isn't it?
controversy no, it's something that I actually find really interesting to talk about,
Mhm.
but just because of the whole thing that happened at my university with that one kid, like, it's something that I've been even more aware of because it could literally happen to anyone.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
to scare you, but I'm
Oh,
just
no, I'm
saying,
not
like,
I mean, I'm pretty confident in my ability not to be like not to say
an
something
asshole on the internet.
stupid. Yeah, like
Yes.
I'm a pretty I'd like to, okay, I'd like to think of myself as someone who is not a bad person. Like
Yeah,
I'd like to
no,
think like
I agree with
and
that.
if I ever say something online, I'm not going to be
Mhm.
stupid about it. So,
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to say anything like that would get me canceled,
Of course,
but
of course.
there's always that
Yeah,
lingering notion, that thought.
of course.
Yeah.
But I think having that makes I think if you don't have that lingering thought, it it makes you lesser of, I guess, an influencer or a content creator just because you're not being completely aware of all of your
It's sort of
audiences.
like
You
a
know what I'm
buffer.
saying?
It's like a little
Yeah.
yeah,
It
that
should be something that almost, like,
keeps you in check.
is just keeps you in check, exactly, you said
Yeah.
it perfectly. Just keeps you in check, make sure that, you're covering all your bases because even, like I look at someone like PewDiePie as, like, someone who has had such a bad history of
Oh, yeah.
things that he said and things that, he has been canceled a few times, and I've watched him and seeing him now talk about other people's drama, he actually commented on the whole I don't know if you're up to date on YouTube drama, but Dramageddon with James Charles and Tati or whatever.
Nope.
He commented on the whole situation. Oh, you got to. It's so entertaining.
Uh-huh.
He commented on that entire situation and he did it from such a place of like intellect and empathy and also just so much understanding because he himself has been wrapped up in drama and he explained it so perfectly where the flaws on both sides were on both sides of that argument and just it was so amazing because he just kind of has adapted. He didn't give in to cancel culture. He literally did look, my thing with cancel culture is we should give people the space to grow. And I think PewDiePie looked at cancel culture and was like, nah, not today. And then he became a better person because of it.
The thing
And I think that's what a lot of content creators need to learn to do.
I've never been a huge fan of PewDiePie. I've never minded him. I
Mhm,
never like loved him. The thing
mhm,
I think I thought was really cool was
mhm.
I remember he said that I know what I think you probably know what I'm talking about. He said that really really bad thing on live once
On
on
the
a video.
bridge?
I'm not sure. He said a slur out loud,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
that was
yes.
like and normally I would think that that would just end somebody, and it
Mhm.
was such a big deal. But
Yeah.
he's back, and like I would say that he's more popular now than he was back then. People love
Oh,
him
of
more
course.
back then, and like I don't see, and I think the most impressive thing is I don't see like anti PewDiePie content anywhere.
Yeah,
Nobody
I know.
like I see anti Pokimane stuff. I see like you know
Anti everyone else, anti TikTokers,
yeah. I
anti,
was gonna
like,
say like James
everyone.
Charles, but
Yeah,
I've yet to really see any Twitter trend or post or Instagram thing. It's really been about hating on PewDiePie, and I think that's pretty. Now that I think about it, the more I think about it, it's quite impressive actually how he kind of took
yeah.
that and then said, "Okay, I'm gonna make this mine." Like you,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why I kinda look to him and I'm just like, that's what content creators and people who have a following, who have encountered some sort of, controversy or drama,
Mhm.
that's what they should be looking at to kind of understand how to navigate it. Obviously, everyone's situation is different,
Yeah.
context is important, everyone who's involved is important, but I just think I don't know, like, I look at him as like, wow, like, he's the example that people should attempt to follow when it comes to overcoming that and becoming a different type of content creator because
Mhm.
like we just said, edgier jokes were way more acceptable maybe 5, 6 years ago, and PewDiePie was incredibly edgy, but a lot of the stuff he said was over the line, and I think he understands where that line is now, and he doesn't even tread it. Makes jokes about, like, pee pee poo poo now, like, that's literally his brand, and
Yeah.
I think it works for him. Like, it's he did a great job of transforming that platform and his image.
You know who this is why you were talking about this. I just had this
Mhm.
thought just passed through my mind. You know who completely just avoided, you know who should have gone through this whole cancel culture process, but just kind of
Who?
avoid it? Joji. Filthy Frank.
Why?
I mean, you
I
just
did not
think about the content that he made on his old YouTube channel. And that, by all means, that man should have, like, I love, first of all, I want to preface, I love Filthy Frank. He was, I think he was, like, perfect. But,
Mhm.
like, by all means, the content he made was so out there, it was so offensive, it was just so bold.
Mhm.
And it's out, the channels are still there, the videos are still up, and yet
Mhm.
there's been no major. I feel like there's been one attempt to cancel him because he said, because he used like a slur in a song that makes fun of racism, and
Mhm.
people like immediately shut that down real quick. So it's kind of odd that like he never that Joji never even went through that phase of like being canceled. He just went straight from being an edgy meme lord to
What
like
a
pop
title.
star. I mean
Yeah.
that guy was like, I mean, the guy freaking invented the Harlem Shake.
No, 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 of course,
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
course.
yeah. Can you
I
can
don't
you
know, I
believe it's
think
the same
it
guy?
I know. It's that's what I'm saying. I think that's, like, such a transformation of his entire, like, shtick of his identity in, like, the public eye.
He
So
was,
I think maybe
yeah,
that's probably why he avoided it at all costs. Because he was what? He was peak, like, 2014 to 2017?
probably, yeah.
Yeah, so that's when, like, edgier humor was way more tolerable.
Yeah, I can't imagine any
And
of his videos
so
now surviving, much less
yeah,
like
that's
becoming the very popular videos they were. Yeah, that's crazy stuff.
I think that's exactly I think he also cannot imagine his videos really surviving either. So I mean,
Yeah.
think that's maybe why he is where he is right now.
Everyone's so safe nowadays.
I
And
know.
it's kind of, I'd like to see someone try just to observe what would happen. I'd like to see someone try and make edgy content again. Um,
Yeah, to see what would happen, but at the same time, I'd be like I'd watching with, like, my hands over my eyes, but then, like, I'd, like, spread apart my fingers so that I could look through. It'd be like I couldn't look away, but
I feel
I'd like to
bad
see it.
because I would definitely be watching like popcorn bucket in hand,
Yeah.
like criticizing, taking notes, like laughing at them. But I
Snugging
want
on.
but I want to see this. I want to see it. I feel bad. I want to see this happen, but I also like know that it would be just a bad thing for everyone.
No, don't feel bad. Curiosity is, it's a good and a bad
Oh
thing,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we all
yeah,
have it.
yeah.
It's fine.
Um, yeah. Cancel culture. How did we
Cancel
how did we
culture.
get into that? And we went from talking about,
'Cause we were talking about TikTok and how people are just being
oh,
canceled left and
right,
right.
right, right.
I don't like TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok's is weird.
Moral of the story, cancel TikTok.
Cancel Tik honestly, like Trump like banned TikTok. The whole there's oh my gosh, I could get into this whole, I'm not gonna get into it, but the whole like, and with the power of editing, let's
Mhm.
transition topics
Of course.
to the prestige.
The
Because
prestige.
the prestige? Is it, what, how do you pronounce it?
The prestige.
The prestige. You told me to watch, so so for the audience, basically
Mhm.
before every podcast episode, I ask the guest what their favorite movie is, stuff like that,
Mhm.
and Rem said The Prestige, and I was like, huh, I've never heard of that before. I've heard of it, but
Mhm.
all I know about it was that it was a movie that it existed. I didn't know it was made by Christopher Nolan. I didn't
Yes.
know that it was gonna blow my mind. I thought,
Yes.
so for those so we're gonna get into spoiler territory if you don't mind,
Oh my god, I'm so excited that it blew
because
your mind. Continue.
So if you have not seen the movie, watch it right now. It is possibly the most mind-blowing movie I have seen in years.
Yes.
It's
Oh my gosh.
crazy.
Can I
I
give can I give a tease? Can I
Yes,
pitch
go
it
for
real
it. Go
quick?
for it. Go for it.
Okay. Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman are dueling magicians. David Bowie is Nikola
Wait,
Tesla.
what?
There you go. That's all you need to know.
What?
Did you just realize that David Bowie played Nikola
That's
Tesla?
David Bowie?
That's David
Oh, that is
Bowie.
so sick. I never knew that. Wait.
That's David Bowie.
What?
Yeah, mind blown for the second time. That is a
That is
prestige right
so cool.
there.
I had no
The
idea.
prestige.
I
Yeah,
had no. Oh, wow. I thought he was.
that's epic.
Wow. That is. I did. I had. Okay. Well, that happened. Okay. Well.
The
Anyway,
prestige.
I going into this movie, I didn't
Mhm.
know that. I thought this was gonna just be like about two magicians, just
Yeah.
like a rivalry, and I assumed there was gonna be a twist at the end. Like I was like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
I can already guess that the twist is gonna be
Yeah.
that Angier is alive somehow,
Yeah.
and then the last 20 minutes, last half hour, just mind blown.
Yep.
Scene after scene, I'm like, no, like this is like, and I was
Mhm.
like, this just went from being like a drama thriller to like a sci-fi, like I don't even
Yep.
know, like, and
It
then
touches all the bases.
the yeah, the ending with all the bodies in the tanks and like the
Incredible.
twists and turns. You think Angier's won, and then like Borden, what's his name, Borden, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he comes in and like with the switches, the body switches,
Mhm.
it really makes you question who to root for as well.
Exactly. Because you
Because
don't really wanna root for either of them, to be honest.
until the end, when you start
Until the end, of
when
course.
you root for the real Angier,
Of
because
course.
he never actually did anything wrong. Well, he kinda
Nope.
he
I mean, he started all of this,
I think
but
he started all of it, and he also deceived his wife. And
yeah.
I think he deserves criticism because
Mhm.
if he had been honest, if he had told her, and if he had just showed her what was happening,
Mhm.
then she wouldn't have like died, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
did the big sad. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. That was such a tragic scene because like rewatching it, like you
Mhm.
know exactly what's going on, and like this could all be like avoided if like
Well, this is a movie that I'm telling you, whenever I meet a new person in my life, like a new friend that I know I'm gonna be friends with for a while, I'm like, "You should watch The Prestige," and I'll watch it with you.
yeah.
I have seen this movie so many times, and each time I'm just like, wow. Like, it's just it hits everything. It has tragedy, it makes you excited, it makes you mind blown, it
Hmm.
makes you, like, try to puzzle it together, and you're like, "Oh, I know what the ending is.
Yeah.
Psych." And then they pull a prestige on you. It's, like, just one of those perfect movies with a great cast.
Hmm.
Christopher Nolan, I mean, do I
Oh
even need to
man.
say more than that?
Yeah, he's
David Bowie, surprise. Like,
yeah.
it's wow. And visually, it's just such an interesting film because it is more of a period,
Hmm.
film, so they do a good job of, like, setting that ambiance and stuff.
Yeah, and like
It's so
you don't
good.
expect like the whole Tesla thing to like happen. It's just so
Yeah.
like you see all this like like ordinary magic stuff, and then boom,
Mhm.
teleportation, cloning, and like it's just weird. It's just so weird. Um,
It's really weird. It's cool because it gives you your sci-fi for the
yeah,
sci-fi
it
fan,
does. It
and then it
does.
also kinda touches on, like, if people are into, like, the history of science and stuff or just, like, interested in Tesla, like,
Yeah.
you can appeal to those people as well. It's just such an interesting film. I really love it.
Hmm.
I'm so glad you loved it.
Oh, the one thing that made me uncomfortable was that like Angier drowns himself every single
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
That was very unsettling for me to like to think about
Well,
because
that's when the moral fight of it comes into play because that's why I don't root for him for a certain amount of time in the film because of the fact that he subjects a version of himself to that, never knowing if it's him or not.
well that also the movie never actually says in Nolan and all of his freaking like I don't know ambivalence, I think, if you want, is that the right
Mhm.
word? You The movie never actually says whether or not the person is the one being transported
Yeah.
or because
Yeah, I think they made a point of it that you never know if it's him or not.
Yeah.
So even at the end, we don't even he could have been long gone.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Oh,
could
no,
have
no,
been
I think
another.
yeah, yeah. I perceive it as the original Angier being dead
Mhm. Yeah,
from the very beginning.
long while back. Yeah, yeah, I agree, I agree.
Yeah. I think he's the one that got
That's so
yeah.
in it's so weird to think about, oh my god.
Yeah. It reminds me of the whole Inception thing with the spinning
Yeah, it
totem.
is. That's why, like, whenever something trippy happens, I'm always like, "The Prestige," instead of, like, Inception, because that is my, like that's my grand trick, like,
Yeah.
that's I don't know, it's
And
just it's become a part of, like, my everyday life, honestly.
I think a movie like that, for me,
Mhm.
it's just it's a treat. It was a very I'm very glad that I asked that question because I'm very glad I found that movie because
Yay.
I probably would have never seen it until I guess like someone
Yeah.
else maybe like several years from now
Yeah,
recommended
for
it
a
to me.
Christopher Nolan film with, like, a great cast and, like,
Yeah, I didn't even know
it's
that it
not
was
that
Nolan
heard of.
until yeah,
It's a very niche film.
which is
It's
surprising because
very discussed.
I thought I'd seen all of his films,
Nope.
but no, I
Think
had
again.
yeah, it was quite odd. Um, and going back to Inception for a second, even in Inception, there's actually like a have you heard
Mhm.
that like it's not really a theory as it is like an explanation that the ending scene has to be real. You know the end where he's on the
Yeah, where
beach,
he spins the top.
his top, but like the top is not his thing.
Yeah.
It's his wedding ring, and
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
he doesn't have the wedding ring in the airport, so it has to be real.
Mhm.
So the scene, and
Oh.
I always thought
I
that was
never
pretty
thought
cool.
about
Yeah,
that.
I didn't. I mean, I didn't think of it. I read it on Reddit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was that was kind of cool, and it's
Yeah.
and I like that ending. I'd like to believe that's what happens because
Mhm.
I want whatever his name is to be happy. Leonardo
Yeah,
DiCaprio,
you don't
his
want
character.
people to suffer.
Yeah, it'd just be unfair. I mean, that guy went through so much in that movie.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
That movie, like, I could watch it, I think, like, 8 different times and get a different, like, theory about it every time.
Inception.
I think that's, like, the beauty of that type of film, yeah.
I think it's pretty straightforward.
Really?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's just like a heist movie, but like
Yeah,
a reverse
I mean,
heist
in the for the
in
end
the
at
mind.
least, because I remember I actually watched it for the first time all the way through because Jesus, that movie is long.
Is it?
But it's I watched it for the first time through, I think in October or November,
Uh huh.
and my friends and I, after watching, I was like, "I'm confused," and they're all like, "No, no, no, it's this at the end," and I'm like, "No, no, no, it's this at the end," and then everyone was just having this, like, debacle of
Uh
what
huh.
happened at the end. I don't know, maybe we're just a special breed, but for us, we each had our own little interpretation of it.
It might be just that like I think maybe the reason I'm just like so like set on this
Mhm.
every time I watch a movie, the first thing I do is I look up on Google the movie title. So for Prestige, what I did was to Prestige and then Reddit
Mhm.
ending, just like that, and then
Yes.
boom, you get like five different Reddit threads about with these like six paragraph like no like not paragraph six
Yes,
page
they go
essays.
deep.
Yeah,
They go deep
and
into that
I
analysis.
read everything about I can about that movie,
Mhm.
and I did so especially for this one because I this one just like really just blew my mind, and I was like I want
It
it,
does blow the mind.
and like what you said about it being a niche film, it's this one was hard to find like good theories on and good like explanations
Mhm.
on. Is I
It
guess
has it has a very particular fan base,
does it?
and I guess it's like you have to, like, find them in the corner of Reddit.
Damn.
Like, I feel like that's how niche they are, because I know people like, most people that I talk to, I'm like they're like, "What's your favorite movie?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's The Prestige." Then they're like, "What's that?" Or they're like, "That's the greatest movie of all time." I never find someone who's like, "Yeah, it was okay."
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if let me PSA to the listeners, do not watch the trailer.
Oh,
The
I didn't
trailer
watch the
makes it
trailer.
look
Yeah.
like just it makes it look like 2 magicians are just, "Oh, I hate you too." That's so not it. Just, take the leap and watch the film.
Yeah,
But, yeah, I
I had
think that
no idea what it was going into it, and I think
yeah,
that made the experience so much better. I haven't even I still
yeah.
haven't seen the trailer. I still haven't seen it. I watched I
Watch
yeah,
the trailer, you're gonna laugh at it. It
maybe I
makes it
yeah,
look like a much less movie than it actually
really.
is. Yeah.
I think
They did it dirty with the trailer.
Did they? Maybe it was the
Yeah.
marketing that made it such a smaller notice, like a less noticed film.
Yeah,
I mean
probably.
that happened with like so many good movies where the marketing just fails the
Oh,
thing.
of course.
The
Of
the best
course.
example I could think of is like The Man from Uncle. Have you seen that?
No.
Exactly.
No, bad marketing.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean that's actually the only example I can think of right now. I'm sure I could if I had more time, I could think of some more, but that
Mhm.
movie really suffered from just bad placement.
Bad marketing,
Hmm.
rip. Maybe I'll watch it after
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I recommend it. It's a good movie.
Good
It's
to
fun.
know.
It's like a spy movie. Man from Uncle. I feel ashamed. It's got what's his name? Henry Cavill as a main
Oh,
lead.
I like him.
It's very charming character. Charming,
Ooh, I
maybe
like
not,
him.
but very like entertaining. Yeah, I mean, I think he's pretty fantastic in anything he's in.
Oh, you know what? I did hear about this movie, but I never saw it. I
that
I will give
that
it a shot.
sounds that makes sense. That honestly makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. That is exactly what I yeah.
Yep. 2015. Jeez, that seems like
I
so long
was
ago.
I was in seventh grade
5
back
years
then.
ago.
Dan,
What
maybe
year was I? Oh, I
eighth
think I was a
grade.
senior in high school. Damn.
Might have been in eighth grade then.
Wow, I qualify for a veterans discount.
Huh?
Damn. You were like, "Yeah, I was in the 8th grade." I'm like, "Yeah, I was a senior in high school, so I qualify for a veterans discount."
Oh my gosh. Um, eighth grade me. I was when I was in eighth grade. I thought I was like a connoisseur of film.
Really?
I thought I was like a film genius. Oh my god,
Well,
I hate
so if I asked 8th grade you what your favorite film is, what would it be?
something by Tarantino. I don't know. I thought like
Okay.
I thought I'd like no, I don't want it. It was just probably something stupid like Speed Racer or Tron Legacy.
Ooh, whoa, don't ever call Tron Legacy stupid.
Oh no 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 no. Those are both guilty pleasures of mine because
Okay.
as movies, good
Mhm.
movies they are not, but
Yes,
fun and fantastic.
they are.
They're
Yes.
so much fun. Tron
Agreed.
Legacy is just the soundtrack, the visuals,
The visual?
the
Oh my
fight scenes.
gosh.
Oh my god, everything about
So cool.
that movie except for the story and the acting. I think the acting in the story is like just meh.
See,
And
I think it was meh acting with an even more meh storyline, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like, there could have been more potential for, maybe not Oscar worthy, but maybe like a daytime, very niche
mhm.
award show, qualification
The
there, if not for the
visuals.
terrible writing.
That
The
movie came
visuals
out in 2009. Was it 2000?
saved that
2000
film.
was it 2009? Tron Legacy? 2010. That movie was 10 years ago and it holds up so
Of
well.
course.
Like
That
there's
movie
it's crazy. And like Daft Punk, oh my god. I didn't even know who they were back then. But I knew
yeah,
that
I
that
mean,
music. Oh my god.
I will defend Jeff Bridges until the end, though.
Oh, he was pretty awesome.
I
Yeah.
I'm a huge he's the best part of that film. And, I think Olivia Wilde is
I
beautiful.
didn't even know that was
I
Olivia Wilde.
haven't seen much of her work. Yeah, yeah,
I
Olivia Wilde.
that's the
But
first time I've known about. Oh.
I just Jeff Bridges honestly, you could have taken Jeff Bridges could have played every character in that film, and it would have been that much better.
I
It would have changed the whole game.
I watched The Big Lebowski a
I
few months
also
ago,
recently watched
and I
that.
didn't like it very much. And I feel like I might get crucified by my fellow film nerds. And I can see I just don't see the appeal. Maybe I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Maybe I just misunderstood it. But
I watched it with friends, and one of my friends actually he claims it's his favorite movie. So I think watching it in a room of people who, like, are
mm,
also cracking jokes at a film that's cracking jokes, like, I feel like that kinda made it a little bit more enjoyable.
maybe I just watched it alone. So maybe yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a movie to watch alone.
It's the whole. This is a very confusing story. It didn't feel like it had a
Mhm.
story. I felt like I was just like I mean, obviously I was like completely sober through the whole thing, but it felt like the entire time I felt like somebody was injecting like drugs through like
Yeah, I
this
know.
chord through
The
my brain.
visuals are
It's
just
just
like, and
very
just
everything
his
that's
acting
happening.
too was so sluggish, and like he played the part
Yeah,
very
he
well.
did.
He
He
played
did.
it very well.
I'd like to think that he just played himself.
Yeah.
I that it just that's how like that's how into it he was. I feel like
Yeah,
he
I mean, that's
might
how great of an actor he is.
I feel like he might have just been playing himself in that movie.
Yeah.
It's sort of like what's his name? Oh my gosh. Ryan Reynolds just plays Ryan Reynolds in
Yeah.
every single movie he's in. Robert
Yeah,
Downey
I agree with
Jr.
that.
plays Robert Downey Jr. except he's also just like a really good actor.
Yeah.
Who else? Like who's that one really awkward actor? He's in Arrested
Michael
Development.
Cera.
Michael Cera. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like Michael
I
Cera's
always
just Michael Cera.
I literally look at Michael Cera and I'm like, this kid showed up at the wrong place at the wrong time, and now he's an actor, and he doesn't know who to tell. He doesn't know who to call to pick him up,
Yeah,
and now he's just completely absorbed by the
yeah,
industry. And
yeah.
he's like the token awkward male, like,
I've there's so many like comments and questions like is Michael Cera a really really good actor? Like is this
or is he
all
just
is this that awkward in real life? Like
or is he just constantly uncomfortable?
yeah. And I honestly can't tell you because
I can't.
it's just he's a very interesting fellow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his character in Arrested Development is hilarious. He
I
falls in love with his
oh
cousin.
my god, I stopped watching after the second season. I heard it's a
Oh, no,
really
keep
good
going.
I want to
Keep
keep going.
going.
Where's is it on Netflix? Because if it's on Netflix, I'll
Yes.
watch. Okay, I will.
Yeah, Netflix is the one that revamped it.
Oh really? I know
Yeah.
I'm rewatching Community right now.
Mhm.
And have you seen Community?
I've seen so I that's like a show that I put on to fall asleep. I have seen a few episodes
Oh,
and they're hilarious, but
I
I'm
love
watching My
Community.
Hero Academia right now,
Oh,
so I have to finish that before I can
I couldn't
start
get into anime.
anything.
I
Really?
tried. My friends have tried to get me got. They have tried to get me into like. I mean, back in middle school, it was Sword Art Online. Now it's like
Oh, I love
Haikyuu.
Sword Art. Yeah.
Um, the only anime I could watch are like I don't know, Dragon Ball Super
Mhm.
and Attack on
Respect
Titan.
it. Of course.
And
'Cause of the epic fights, right? Of
Attack on Titan for me is just the emotional hyper like just the way. Have you seen Attack on Titan?
course.
Also,
Eren Yeager.
all three seasons, all four technically.
I don't think I've seen the last season yet.
Oh, oh,
I know, I know. I hear it's
season three
wild.
part two is some of the best TV I've ever seen.
No! Oh
It's
my gosh, I have
literally
to watch
it's
it.
everything about the last like 5 episodes
Mhm.
is better. That the last 5 to 10 episodes are better than the entire series combined.
Really?
There
That is a
is
bold statement.
no. It's so like there's just one episode called there's these 2 episodes um
Mhm.
called Midnight Sun and Hero that I have
Okay.
rewatched over and
Mhm.
over again because
Ah.
it is twist and twist and twist and it is just so much there's deaths, there's tragedy, there's like there's victory but like the whole like victory but
At
at
a
what
cost.
cost whole thing and that
Yeah.
that has never been truer ever before. I think yeah, it's I think it ruined anime for me. I think that's the reason I can't get into anime
Really?
because I'll
No,
watch an
no,
anime
don't say
and
that.
then I'll expect the same level of like quality and it just won't be there.
Mhm.
And I'll be like this is
Whoa.
and for shows like Dragon Ball I can forgive because that I just watch because I want to see people punch each other to death. But
Yeah,
like
of course.
for shows that try to have plots and I also I actually kind of want to see there are some that are on my list that I heard are really good.
Like
Um
what?
One Punch Man, Hunter, Demon
Oh, that one is
Slayer.
hilarious. If you know what? I will say One Punch Man is satire, so it's just
Yeah,
making fun of how ridiculous
that's
anime is.
why I'm willing to
It's
see it.
really good.
Oh,
It's very good.
I also watched JoJo, which is so much
JoJo's
fun.
Bizarre
JoJo's Bizarre
Adventure. Yeah, that's a
Adventure
good show.
doesn't take itself seriously. It's very
Of
fun
course.
and
Yeah.
it's action. It's just constant action and I love it.
Yeah.
It's fun. I don't
Yeah.
expect me. I turn my brain off and I just watch the show.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the kind of shows that I enjoy, just,
yeah.
like, ones where I don't really have to think much and it's a
Mhm.
lot of visuals.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, you asked me what my favorite TV show was,
Hmm.
and it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which you 100% should add to your list because
Will add to my
this is the
list.
first anime. It's known as if you look on like those Watch Mojo videos of like top 10 this,
Uh huh.
top 10 anime, I think this
Yeah.
is the number one top anime.
Really?
Um, yeah,
I
I
will
think it's
watch it.
up
I
there.
will watch it.
It's either 3, 2, or 1. And this show, it's on Netflix, fully dubbed, also subbed if you are down for that route.
Uh
It
huh.
is like I have seen this show, I think 8 times now.
Oh my god.
And it is so incredible. I cry at the same moment. I know when everything's happening, I still cry when I need to cry. I still am like, WTF, mind blown when I need to be mind blown. Like, it is a show that for me, just like, I will never get tired of.
Wow.
It has the emotions, it has an incredible storyline, visuals. It's just the story is too interesting to like, and the voice actors, both in Japanese and English, did such a phenomenal job. Like,
I
that
think
is a show
a good
that I
dub.
will just always love.
A good dub is. I don't watch dub. I'm like.
Mhm.
I just think it's. I because oftentimes sub is better than dub.
Of course. I
Um.
agree with that.
So the few anime I have seen, I've always preferred.
Mhm.
But I think a good dub is always a marker of quality.
And I will
It's
say
a
this,
flag.
the dub for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is incredible.
Hmm. That's good. That's
It
good to hear.
really is, and it has so many, like, veterans, like, I'm watching My Hero right now, and it's,
Hmm.
like, almost entirely the cast of Fullmetal Alchemist.
I think
Because, when Funimation gets, a few voice actors, they just wanna,
yeah,
once you're in with, like, those big studios, Aniplex and
yeah.
Funimation, you are just contracted out, and you are set in your career. Low key, that's a career goal.
Damn, anime voice actor.
What?
I
Anime
know.
voice actor? That's
I know
me.
that the voice actors for Irwin and the Beast Titan are the
Mhm.
same voice actors as Jotaro, and Dio
Mhm.
in
Really?
yes. So there's
I
a
didn't know
really
that.
funny video, and if you haven't seen, you can't watch it. You're not allowed to watch it yet because you haven't seen the final season of Attack on Titan. But there's a
Mhm.
really funny video where they where both I mean both of those characters in both those shows eventually face off against each other.
No
And there's a
way.
very funny mashup that I think you should watch once you finish Attack on Titan. I think if you want to finish
Is
it,
it just Carmen crying the entire time?
it is not. It's funny. I
Okay.
recommend. Yeah,
Alright, I'll watch that when I finish season 4.
yeah. And there's the final season, which is the actual season 4 coming out, which is supposed to come out 2020, but
Yeah,
it's
we'll see if that
it's
actually
already
happens.
September, and it was supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out this fall. I don't think
Yeah.
that's gonna
I
happen.
mean, a lot of anime got pushed back, like
Yeah.
Promised Neverland got pushed back, a
Hmm.
lot of good stuff. I'll just have to wait a little bit longer for it.
Hmm.
But in the meantime, I can finish Attack on Titan, so
Yeah.
no need to
I'm
complain.
still looking for shows on like every so often I'll go on Netflix and I'll just look for scroll through shows. Um,
Mhm.
you mentioned Umbrella Academy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well,
Umbrella.
first of all, you mentioned MCR in the beginning. Were you an MCR fan?
Do I have to answer that question? Because
Kind of.
I'm a e-
It's okay to say yes.
I used to listen to some of their songs. Yeah,
Okay, okay, good. I used to dabble. I actually have
I
The Black
dabbled in
Parade
there.
was the first album I listened to, and it's the first album I ever listened to
The Black
entirely.
Parade. Oh my lord, that was.
Black Parade.
Oh, I thought. Oh my god.
I was such a big MCR fan. I actually have The Black Parade
Ugh.
on vinyl.
Ugh.
Those. Yeah,
My friend had the my
mentally.
friend had that as his like Skype profile picture,
No way.
and
The little
like
marching.
the little marching guy, and he was always so into like the whole edgy thing, and like looking back, oh my god, so much cringe.
Well, anyway, the creator of the Umbrella
Yeah, he
Academy
wrote the
is none
comic.
other
Yeah,
than Gerard Way,
yeah.
and he brings so much of that same vibe. It's like
That's
it's a
actually why I
superhero
started
show.
watching it. Oh yeah, for those who don't know,
Yeah.
the Umbrella Academy, basic premise is that there's these 8 people, superheroes born in this world. I mean, that's kind of it, pretty much. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun, very much fun. Season
You gotta
one's pretty
stop the
good.
end of the world.
Yeah, season one is really good, and season two is. Some people
Even
thought it.
better.
I thought it was as good, not better than.
Really?
I thought the first season was.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I didn't. There were
Okay.
some things I
That's
didn't. If you want, we can talk about. Uh, I haven't seen season one in a while, but
mhm.
season two is still fresh in my memory.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Um,
what can you tell me a moment, one moment at least, spoiler alert, that you didn't enjoy in season 2?
I didn't like the whole like ending with how like um what's it called, that like secret organization. It starts
Which
to,
one? Oh,
the
the one with the briefcases?
yeah, what's it called again? The
I f I f the agency?
it starts with a C,
No.
doesn't it? It starts with a
The
C.
corporation?
No, it's like, hang on.
Come on, come on. We can't be like this.
Umbrella Academy.
The commission.
The commission, right?
The
The way they all
commission.
like rushed that barn with like
Yeah.
1,000 people and they're all shooting guns. That
Well,
really
the one thing I didn't
bothered me.
understand why they just started sprinting when they can literally
They can just
or
shoot.
transport.
You
Like,
you guys have guns. Use like cannons. Use tanks. Like better yet, why not just go? Like why not teleport into the barn? You can teleport, right? Why not
that's
go
I
into the
agree with
barn?
that. I
And there's
agree with that.
so
I
many
had to
things that
I
were
feel like there's a lot
confusing.
of moments in that show where you just kinda have to have suspended belief.
Yeah, I think my favorite
Just like
scene in the second season was the opening. Still, where
what
they're
was the opening again?
Frank Sinatra, My Way,
Oh my gosh,
and they're all
yes.
fighting. That was
Yes.
no. Sorry, my favorite scene has to be Fives slaughtering the
Of the
commission.
whole council?
That was insane. That was like
That
a
was epic.
level of
That was so
violence
cool.
that I was not expecting in that show.
Well,
Because
because
until then,
you
yeah,
didn't really see that much blood and stuff
exactly. And then you just see
in
like,
that show.
do you get you see people getting sliced in half? You see like heads getting chopped off. You getting someone like axed to death. Like, yo, like where did this come from? And
That's
like,
the kinda action that I hope they put more of in season 3,
oh yes,
honestly.
I am so ready to see like Fives just fuck some people up
I know,
because
but I hope that I could also see, like, Luther do some of that and because, like,
yeah,
that's not a show that shies away from darkness, like, the
hmm
humor is incredibly dark, like, there's not a lot, but there's some gore, and it's like, that's a
yeah,
show that can do a little bit more than they're doing in terms of, like, fight scenes and when, quote, unquote, "getting too graphic," like,
they really
I
yeah
hope that they take that extra step
they
because that scene, I agree, is one of the best scenes in the entire season.
I
Maybe even the
think
series for me.
I don't remember any super memorable moments from season one, to be honest.
Exactly.
Um, I think they underused Ellen Page in season two so much.
Oh, really? I think they gave her more of a platform in season 2 than season 1.
I mean,
'Cause
they
at least we
did.
got to see her
I
kind
think
of try to
they gave her more screen time, but it just I don't know. She just didn't seem as into it as she was in season one.
Yeah,
I feel like personally,
I could
maybe
see that.
yeah
I feel like maybe she wasn't as into it until it got to the point where she started connecting to Harlan mentally, and then
yeah.
we got into, like, that weird scene of them all at the dinner table eating the brains or whatever. I feel like that's when it was
That was
like, "Ooh,
weird.
that was weird."
Yeah, that was quite
Just weird enough
odd.
for Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, and that ending was very. It's quite a. I wonder where they're gonna go next with that ending.
Yeah,
The whole
yeah.
Sparrow Academy, and then like I don't know if you've seen on YouTube. There's these clips on YouTube that Netflix has been releasing about like
Mhm.
different superheroes.
Ooh, I actually haven't.
You should watch those. They're kind of cool. I think they're just gonna lead up to the next season. They're just leading up. Netflix is just dropping
That's
like
exciting.
teasers and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Well, do we know when the next season is? I feel like it's not gonna be for a while.
No, I mean
Rip.
there Stranger Things is another show
Oh, I
that
love
I'm
Stranger
waiting for the
Things.
next season of. And it's kind of weird, isn't it? Because by the time the next season of is they're making another one, right? They've got to.
Mhm.
There's no way they're not
You
gonna.
have to. There's
Yeah,
too much money in that show for them not to.
and it's so popular. But I feel like the kids are. I mean, they're my age basically.
Yeah.
Some of them are younger. I think like one of them is like my age, and the most of them are just like a year younger than me, or a couple of years younger than
Mhm.
I am. Um, they're gonna grow up, and then
They
like
are gonna grow.
I'm wondering, are we gonna see a season like is a season after this one, if there is one? Are we gonna see them in their 20s and like
Oh, that would be
and is the
interesting.
show gonna take on? Because more and more, 'cause when the show started, I think I was like a freshman in high school,
Mhm. Mhm.
and when the show ended, I was a junior or senior or something. And like the
Mhm.
show got more and more graphic. It got darker.
Mhm.
And I'm
Agreed.
wondering, by the time that like I've graduated, if the show's still going on, will we be seeing like a totally just absolute like I don't know what's like a really gore like Silent Hill, Resident Evil level just
Ooh.
gore and
I mean, anything can happen. Like, I'm
anything
excited
can.
to see where they leave off with this next season, with bringing back Hopper, you
Oh
know?
yeah, I completely forgot about that. Wow.
Mhm. 'Cause
Yeah.
even oh
No,
my
yeah,
gosh,
they
even Winona
they have to bring it
Ryder.
back, don't they? Because of Hopper. That cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, I mean, the death of Winona whatever his name was his name Bob or something? The
Bob.
boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, his death, I had to look away. That was one of the goriest deaths in the show, I think,
That
for
was a
me.
difficult, yeah.
That was a difficult
It
scene
wasn't
for
fair. He was so because I think someone described to me was very well was that the reason his death is so sad is because it was unfair. He didn't deserve it.
Oh, yeah,
He
he didn't
deserved something.
deserve it.
He
We all
um
want that nice ending for people, but
yeah.
directors are like, "Psych."
Yeah, yeah. Subverting expectations. Oh my
Exactly.
gosh. Yeah. Well, that's I think that was a pretty good wow, we just had like a that was a really good conversation, I think.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of stuff. We went from I mean, music, we went from festivals to TikTok to cancel culture,
Yeah.
anime. I mean, this a lot. I mean, 90% of this stuff wasn't even on my list of to-dos and to talks
Yeah,
of.
I mean,
Like,
I could talk forever about, like, TV shows and just,
yeah,
like, social culture
yeah.
forever.
I mean, that was a lot of fun. This was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think this would be an okay time to tie things off here, if you feel that
Yeah.
way. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. It was really
Thank
great to
you
have
so
you
much
here.
for having me. This
Yeah.
has been, like, something on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do a
On
podcast.
being on a podcast. Well, you're on episode two, second. Maybe you'll come back one day. Maybe one day.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Let me
Um,
know. I'll have my people call your people.
yeah, yeah. When we're both just huge. Wait, no. Sorry, we don't want to be
Like,
celebrities.
no, we don't wanna be
We don't want to
celebrities,
be
but we don't
celebrities.
wanna be
No.
canceled.
Yeah. True.
So, don't even know our names, don't
Yeah,
worry
exactly.
about it.
Yeah. We're not gonna be famous. All right.
I'm
Well,
not RemTheRat,
no, not internationally, worldwide known super streamer. I'm the rat.
of course.
Never gonna
Yeah,
happen.
definitely not me.
Ever.
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you again for coming on. It was really
Thank
a fun
you.
time. And
Yeah.
yeah, have a nice evening.
Have a nice
I'll see you
evening,
later.
sir.
All right.
Yeehaw.
And for my audience, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. And I hope you stay tuned for the next episode. Good night.